Hey, what's up everyone? Today I am making Sonoran hot dogs. They have beans, cheese, grilled onions, tomatoes, cilantro, tomatillo, salsa. They are going to be off the hook. And by the way, the hot dogs are wrapped in bacon. Let's do it. Okay, so the very first thing that I did is I rolled up my beautiful hot dogs in bacon, and you can see that I used toothpicks, so like check it out right there, toothpicks. If you're using a thinner bacon, you probably don't need the toothpicks, but if you're using a thick cut bacon, the toothpicks definitely help it hold on a lot better. And I would also do this at least 30 minutes in advance. You can do it the day before even if you want to. But make sure that you do wrap them up 30 minutes minimum in advance. Toothpicks if you want to. I personally would rather just do it. I think it's easier in the long run. It's not that big of a deal. So the next thing is starting our tomatillo salsa, right? So I have my little pot. I'm going to take this and put it on the stove and bring it to a boil. In the meantime, I'm going to cut my onion in half. Got a big old onion here, right? I'm going to cut him right in half.
What's French for onion?
What's French for onion? Is it cebolla? That's Spanish.
No, it's oignon.
Hey Google, what's French for onion?
In French, you would say oignon.
Oh!
I told you! Oignon!
A quarter of my onion is going in with my tomatillo in a second. I can't put that on YouTube. We'll get kicked off for some bullcrap, dude. Alright, look. I'm putting these to the side and into the microwave is what I was trying to say. The next thing that I'm going to get ready is my bacon wrapped hot dogs. So I have them chilling right here on the plate. So I keep saying so and I'm driving myself crazy.
Let's do a so count.
Let's do a so count. Won't that be fun?
Yeah.
Not so cal, but so count. Freaking crap, why do I keep saying so? Okay, so I have my freaking hot dogs wrapped in bacon and ready to go, right? So I also have, gosh.
It hurts.
It does hurt. I don't know why I keep doing it either. My water is boiling over here, so I'm going to add my tomatillo and that half a piece of onion that I didn't trim the bottom and top off of. So I got distracted, y'all. Plus, I wasn't thinking for a second, because normally, you know, I'm not worried about it. Let's not get into it. We're cool. Quarter of an onion. Boop. Tomatillo going in. Alright, so my tomatillo is turning a little bit brown. You can see a little cafe, right? Got the little brownness. It went from green. So that's how you can tell that it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off of the stove. Alright, so tomatillo. Onion. Onion.
Oignon.
Onion. Going in there, right? A little bit of water. Just a teeny bit. Right? So I have my tomatillo, my onion, and you can also add like a jalapeno. I actually have 2 jalapeno options today. One of them crazy ripe and one of them very green, but probably both very hot. So not going into my tomatillo because not down with it being that hot. Baby. Little baby! Ouch, that's hot! Not kidding, it really is hot. Heat it up. Sometimes it gets stuck. You gotta shake it, shake it! Shake it, shake it! It's very hot. Should get a pot holder. I'm hard to get to. Alright, that's gorgeous. I'm not adding anything else. Oh, just kidding, I'm a liar. Sorry, such a liar. You're a liar, Fred! Woo! Liar! Lie to me, Fred!
Where are roach clips called roach clips?
This pot holder was taken. Heard that one.
Yeah.
So old.
You just reminded me of it.
That's as old as your grandma.
Old as your mother.
Alright. Blend it again. Hey, you want me to show you a trick? Alright, I will show you a cool cheater trick. Do you see what color my salsa is? Back it off. This is the real actual color of what this salsa is. Let me show you to make it pretty. So here's a trick, and I just started thinking about it because we were making this sauce, right? And obviously if you are trying to do a really pretty plate up of anything, you want it to have like the really super bright colors, right? And this is like Oh, you see the steam? Not super bright. I mean, it's got brightness in it, but
It's alright.
it's alright. Right. It's not where it could be, guys. So we're gonna take this little baby ramekin of frozen spinach, which, by the way, is gonna cool off our sauce, which is steaming like crazy and difficult to handle right now. I'm gonna put this back like that. Okay, it's already darker. It's gonna get even darker. Ready? I mean, isn't that so much prettier? You know it's prettier. Isn't it pretty? Spinach has so freaking much chlorophyll in it, right? More like chlorophyll. No. It has so much chlorophyll in it that if you just put the tiniest bit in anything you make, like basil oil, anything that you want to have that pop of green, that's like the secret for you. So you just put a little spinach. We don't want to alter the flavor. And believe me, that is still cilantro-rific. I have these over here frying. Yeah, they are frying. Bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Twice you made that same reference. I like that song.
Are these all beef?
These are all beef. Thank you for asking. Hot dogs are already cooked. What we're doing is crisping bacon, right? So we're going kind of low and slow because it is the tempo, and also because that is how bacon gets super crispy. So I have my stove on, well, I just turned it up. I had it on 2. I was rendering out some fat, and once I got some nice fat for everything to cook in, I went ahead and put it up to 4.5. So that's where we are right now. I have to clean my station or it will make me crazy. So remember our tomatillo? I'm adding a teaspoon of minced garlic up in there, right? Just stir it in. It's plenty hot. It'll take care of it. Put that over to the side. So in my little bowl here, I have cayenne, coriander, and cumin. I have a teaspoon of each, and I'm going to be mixing those with 1/4 cup of brown sugar. This is not traditional. This is not what you're going to get. If you show up in Phoenix or Tucson and you go to a Sonoran doggeria,
Not real.
you're not going to get the candied bacon if you like show up in Phoenix or Tucson, because I don't think it's that common to candy the bacon. In fact, I don't know one of the ones that we've eaten at that candy their bacon. So I want to make sure that the sides are crispy, not just the top and bottom, and those toothpicks kind of stop that from happening. So you have to mess with them just a little bit once you have them on the grill. Just let the bacon kind of start to cook, and then you can grab these toothpicks out with your tongs, right?
Or with your hands.
Yeah, or with your hands if that's what you want to do. Mine are slightly more uncooperative because I also cut my hot dogs in half because we have kids, and you cut your hot dogs in half when you have kids. Y'all do that, right? Do it! Alright, so I'm just going to pull these toothpicks out and let their sides cook a little, and then we're going to candy them. Leave one toothpick in. One toothpick in. I said it twice. I meant to say it the second time.
It's past tense of toothpick.
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 It's plural. It's like octopode.
What?
That's real. That one's real. Look it up. Freaking Google it. You know, if you have more than one octopus, you have an octopode. Hey Google, in Oxford English Dictionary, what is the plural of octopus?
On the website en.wiktionary.org, they say, the online Oxford Dictionary states that the standard plural is octopuses, that octopodes is still occasionally used, and that octopi is incorrect.
Meanwhile, octopode is still occasionally used, so I think it's like old school. That's okay.
That's alright.
I'm okay with old school.
That's better.
Still correct, still in freaking Oxford English, right?
Cancel culture.
That's what I'm talking about. Wait, no.
What?
Huh? Who wants to do that? Alright, so look. The next thing that I'm doing is cutting up these tomatoes, and I just quartered this tomato, right? And
Yeah.
then I'm filleting it. Once you get them to here, right, no seeds, then you just cut them into strips. Can you see?
And you can cook how you want to.
Yeah,
You can leave the seeds behind.
seriously, if you want to leave the seeds in there, I don't care because I'm not even eating at your house tonight. But if you come to my house for dinner, I'm going to be cutting those seeds out. I always cut them out. I'm not into it. I'm just not into it. Meanwhile, I am going to dice up these tomatoes. These are almost done. We're going to go ahead and candy them, right? So I'm going to put my heat, I have the heat on 3 now. I have that mix of brown sugar and spices, and I'm going to go ahead and, I didn't flip everybody.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar! Don't worry about those toothpicks, they'll be fine in there. I'm just going to give everything a nice little flip before I start like trying to candy them up. Look at what I did. Should we pull that guy out?
Why?
Because he didn't get done on that side. So those are looking
See those
good.
little tails? Tails.
He's talking about the little bacon tails because you know what happens here?
It's my favorite.
At first you feel really sad and you're like, my bacon unrolled, what did I do wrong? But then you realize that that's what you get to like pinch off and eat and nobody knows. Alright, so candying these suckers up, that's going to melt down on there and we're going to just wait for that to happen. So you guys, I am just finishing adding my onions onto this pizza pan, right? This is my cast iron pizza pan. I think I already mentioned that, but if I didn't, now I did, right? I pulled my beautiful dogs off. Look at, ooh. I gotta show Xavier. He's standing over here, so I'm like, All right, so I just, basically I turned these, I sprinkled, I turned on my sprinkled, I turned on my sprinkled, and I just got all the way around with the candy goodness, right? Get a little bit of sweet. And then I left everything on here, right? So it has like the bacon fat that rendered out, and then it has all of that like sugar and the spices and everything that I added on top of the dogs. And that's gonna be what we caramelize our onions in. I'm gonna keep this on like 3-ish because I don't want to stop what's going on. I want the onions to cook, but I don't want them to burn, and I already have kind of a good caramel sauce going on with like the cayenne, the cumin, the coriander, all of that flavor. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be good. So while I have my onions grilling over here, I'm going to go ahead and get some of my garnishes ready, right? So I have a little pile of super gigantic green onions right here, and I just cut off the tips so that they would all be even, and I want to cut them really kind of thin like this. Make sure that you're using a nice sharp knife when you're doing this. It makes it much easier, and it doesn't bruise up your onions, so they look a lot prettier and they don't get like that brown kind of coloring around them. So those are gorgeous, and I'm going to set them over to the side for when we're ready to garnish. And so what I have here is the bolillo roll, and you can go in from the top, but I personally like to go in from the bottom because I feel like it gives me more of like a little kind of a bowl, like a cup or whatever that I can put the stuff into. And I'm just going to open this nice and wide open like so. And I'm going to give it a nice little layer of mayonnaise. And then I'm going to hit it up with some mustard inside of it, right? Ooh, looks so good, mustard. The next thing going in is my layer of beans. Those look so tasty, right? A little layer of pinto beans. You can warm them if you want to, but you don't have to. If you didn't candy the bacon, go ahead and give it a little sprinkle of cumin right now. The next thing that I'm going to add in is my hot dog. Ooh, that's a pretty one. That one's going in, hot dog. Next, I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of tomatoes, right? So, sprinkle, sprinkle tomatoes. And then we have those gorgeous grilled onions that we did right over here. Oh, they're so pretty. Aren't they? Right? Those are going to go right on top. I have the cotija, right? This is going to go right on top of my dog. And then I'm going to add some of that beautiful salsa that we made. Ooh, so yummy. That's gonna go right on top. And there it is. So let's take a taste of this. We have the grilled onions, the tomatoes, the cilantro, the green onions on top. I think I showed you everything. The beans, the goodness. Mmm. The messiness is so good. Oh my goodness. Spicy, salty, sweet. It has all the goodness going on. It is so good. You guys, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. And, oh my goodness, it's so good. You guys are going to love this. Make sure that you make it, and I will see you next Wednesday. Happy cooking, everyone.
BackBitesForever.com.
Let me give you a hint. Keep your station clean, or I will kill you!